Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a very specific piece of hardware, but one that serves as a kind of digital lifeline for critical infrastructure.
We're talking about the SERIMUX-S-8 Console Serial Switch.
And our mission today is really to understand how this device guarantees resilience. We're going to be focusing on this concept of out-of-band management and, why it's just non-negotiable for serious data centers.
Yeah, and this is a very serious piece of kit. You can tell just by the starting price, right? It's around $11,195.
Right.
But more importantly, it's TAA compliant. And for anyone who's not in that world, TAA compliance means it adheres to really strict U.S. trade agreements about how and where it's made.
So this isn't something you'd buy at a big box store. This is for high-security professional installations.
Exactly. It's all about infrastructure surety.
Okay, so let's unpack that. At its core, what does this box do?
Its main job is to let you securely manage your other hardware. We're talking servers, routers, network switches, up to 32 of them remotely.
Remotely through the internet, or a TCP/IP network, which makes sense. But I saw something else on the list that seemed a little strange, a dial-up modem.
Yes. I know it sounds kind of ancient, but that's the ultimate fail-safe.
A fail-safe how?
Think about it. If your primary network is completely down, your fiber is cut, your cellular backup fails, everything is just gone, that old-school modem path is entirely separate. It's a physical way in when the digital doors are all locked.
Huh. So that really is the definition of out-of-band access. It's a completely different band.
It is. It's the fire escape. It allows an admin to get in, run diagnostics, maybe reboot a frozen server, all without touching the production network that's causing the problem. It's all about uptime.
How does it connect to all this gear?
That's another place where they really thought it through. It just uses standard CT5 or CT6 network cables up to 1,000 feet. So it's simple to wire up, and it can talk to almost any device with an RS-232 serial port, new or old.
Okay, so that covers access resilience. Let's talk about the hardware itself. Any critical piece of gear needs its own backup plan.
Right. And this switch has that built in. It has dual Ethernet ports, and you can get an option for dual AC power supplies.
And that dual power isn't just for show. There are some hard numbers on what that does for reliability, aren't there?
There are, and they're pretty dramatic. If you look at the mean time between failures, the MTBF for the standard 8-port model, you're looking at about 43,000 hours.
Which is roughly 5 years.
Okay. But if you get the dual power model, the MTBF jumps to 108,000 hours.
Wow, so you're going from 5 years to almost 12.5 years of projected continuous operation.
It completely changes the conversation, doesn't it? It's not just a small upgrade. It's a fundamental shift in the device's reliability. And all your configurations are stored in non-volatile memory, so even if it does lose power, it remembers everything.
Now, this is where things get really interesting for me. The switch doesn't just manage the network. It monitors the room it's in.
Yeah, this is the really smart part. They integrated an environmental monitoring system right into it.
Why would they do that? Isn't that a totally separate job?
You'd think so, but it connects directly back to resilience. What are the most common causes of physical hardware failure?
Heat, water damage.
Exactly. Heat, humidity, leaks. This switch has ports for 2 external sensors like temperature and humidity probes or water detectors. It even has its own internal temperature sensors.
And I saw the spec on those. They're accurate to within, 1.35 degrees Fahrenheit? That's incredibly precise.
It is. That's lab-grade precision. And when a sensor reading goes out of the range you've set, the system just springs into action.
Wow, so
It sends out alerts everywhere. It can email up to 17 different addresses so the whole team knows. It flashes LEDs on the unit itself. It puts a warning on its web page. And it sends out SNMP traps for automated systems. It makes sure someone knows the server room is in trouble before everything melts down.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, this one box, this single 1RU steel device, is a secure gateway that merges digital network control with physical environment monitoring.
It really is. It consolidates all those safety features into one place.
So this leaves me with a final thought, really a question for anyone designing these systems.
Go for it.
If network failures are so often caused by physical problems in the environment, heat, moisture, you name it, how long before this kind of integration is just standard? Where the server room itself stops being just a room and becomes another managed, monitored device on the network.
That's the question, isn't it? It's definitely something to think about.